Hi everyone, we're going to do a really short demo on how to install and set up Code Sniffer for PHP Storm to get the MEQP1 and MEQP2 standards going for you, so you can actually develop against the Magento official standards, which are required if you want to use their if you want to submit your extension to the Magento marketplace. Alright, so I'm going to include the links in the notes, but basically you go to this GitHub and let's follow the instructions. So you need to have Composer installed, and we're going to create a we're going to create a project essentially with Composer. So let's go ahead to our command line. You can do it wherever you want, but I have my own projects folder. So we're gonna do this, and it's gonna get all the files and create a project with Composer and set it up for us under this folder name. Alright, this is gonna work in the background. In the meantime, what we're going to do, and it's finished. So this is all working and finished. We can actually go in there. Magento coding. And just so you guys can see, the files are underneath here. That's where the PHP Code Sniffer is installed. And then you also have the MEQP1 and 2 right here. You can see them. Alright, so and let me copy this. This is important. So I need to go to vendor and okay, so I need to copy this path. And now we're going to go to our PHP Storm. This is a Magento 2 out of the box, basically just a clean install. And then I also have one of our extensions set up here, which is the Squid Sync extension. And then we're gonna run our inspection on these files. So to start, we go to Preferences. What you want to do is you want to go to Languages and Frameworks, PHP, and then by the way, you want to make sure that you're using the right languages here. So this was not set up correctly for me, I just fixed it. And then you want to go to Code Sniffer. And Code Sniffer, what you want to do is you want to set the configuration for the Code Sniffer. So edit, and then here I'm going to change this. You want to make sure this is the absolute path on your machine to the PHP.cs file that we just downloaded, which lives underneath vendor bin. Okay, once I put it in here, then you click this validate, and it tells you that it's working, and it gives you the version. Notice the version is 2.6.2. That's what you need to make the Magento Code Sniff standards work. If you get the latest one, it won't work for you. Alright, so that's the first change. Now we're going to go to Editor, and we're going to go under Inspections. And under Inspections, what you want to do is you want to look, this is already open, but what you want to do is you want to look under, hold on, right here, under PHP, and then you want to go, so notice PHP, and then toward the end here, one before the end, yeah, you're going to have PHP Code Sniffer validation. So you want to make sure this by default is like this, is unchecked. You want to check it. Once you check it, you want to go and click this little fellow, the refresh. Once you refresh, it's going to show you the standards. And I believe, alright, so it's going to show you the standards. and then you're gonna select MEQP2. You're gonna hit apply and OK. All right. Now, out of the box, this should already be working. So if you have, let's just get a file here. So as you can see, this is already PHP-CS error messages. User protected class members is discouraged. We're gonna get into it, but for now, you can see it's already working. Another thing that I like to do is you stand on the folder. So you select on the folder in the project view, and then from the menu you choose code, inspect code, and you choose the directory. So not the whole project, but the directory. But this directory option will only show if you're actually selecting the folder that you want in the project view, and then hit code inspection. Otherwise, it won't show here. So anyway, you do this and then click OK, and you'll see a panel kind of show up underneath here, and it kind of goes through the entire code set and looks for errors or warnings. Now, most of these guys, you can see it's like 113 weak warnings, so it's not a big deal, but we did found a few bugs that the Code Sniffer was able to help us with. We did have found some other, PHP Storm has other standards in place, and it did actually help us find like a typo and other issue. But most of these are definitely weak warnings. You don't necessarily want to address them and change your code. This, for example, the line exceed 120 characters. Does it really matter? No, your code is going to work well. So you want to be conscious of what you want to change. However, there are some basic stuff that we actually learned from this, and it doesn't necessarily help or whatnot, but it's part of the standard, so it kind of reduces the overall number of errors that you're gonna get. So for example, this thing, if you have a line underneath here, it will say closing brace for the class must go on the next line. Anyway, play with it, see what works, but this is how you set it up in PHP Storm. Hope you found this useful.